Question 13 directions are to factor. And we always want to start with the first question. Is there a GCF? Is there a greatest common factor between the three terms? In this case, between 560 and 180. If we do the factoring tree for those three numbers, 230, 215, 35. Then we have 180. 10 times 18, 2 and 5, 2 and 9, 3 and 3. Now I want you to look closely at the list of the factors. Do they all have a factor in common? And if I take a look closely, I see a 5 here, 5 here, and a 5 here. So for the numbers, then they have in common a 5. And for the variables, you want to pick the lowest of the exponents. So in this case, they have 1x. So the GCF is 5x. Okay? So what are you going to do now? You're going to pull out that 5x from all the terms. Okay? Oops, my phone. So if I rewrite it, let me see if I have more space. Let me go to the next page. So what I have, 5x cubed minus 60x squared plus 180x. And I know that my GCF is 5x. So I'm going to divide everything by 5x. I put my GCF on the side, open my parentheses, and now I write the leftovers inside the parentheses. So I'm left with x squared minus 12x plus 36. And now inside the parentheses I have to have myself the second question. How many terms does the polynomial has? In this case it has 3 terms. And when I have 3 terms, I factor using the AC method. So I'm going to put this little arrow at the end that shows me that I must include this 5x in my final answer. And then I'm simply going to factor this trinomial using the AC method. And the AC method says multiply the first term coefficient times the last. In this case is 36. So I'm going to do 1 times 36 gives me 36. Factors of 36 that will auto subtract to 12. In this case, the two factors that I want to use, 218, 3 and 12, 4 and 9, and then 6 and 6. So the two factors that I want to use are 6 and 6. So I'm going to rewrite my trinomial as a polynomial of 4 terms. So now I have x squared minus 6x minus 6x plus 36. Now I'm going to use the grouping method because I have 4 terms to factor. In this side I have in common 1x. Pull that 1x out, I'm left with 6x minus 6. In this side I have a negative 6 in common. Pull that out, I'm left with x minus 6. Now remember the grouping method tells you that as long as this and this are the same, that means you're doing it great. So we get a check. And then what is in common between this term and this term is the x minus 6. So you're going to pull that out, x minus 6. And your leftovers are x minus 6. Now you notice that both things, the x minus 6 and the x minus 6, are the same. Therefore, you can rewrite this. My phone continues to be beeping. You can rewrite this as just 1. So let's just rewrite that. So I know that my GCF is 5x. And then I have x minus 6, x minus 6. Well, they're both the same. So I can simply just say x minus 6 squared and have my 5x here. And that is your answer for question 13.